My beloved child, close your eyes for a moment and silence everything around you, because what I have to tell you now is not just a word. It is a divine alert, a direct touch of eternity upon your weary heart. I am the Lord your God, the one who formed you in the womb, who knows you by name, who counts every hair on your head, and who calls you today to awaken. I have seen what your eyes have also witnessed, and I ask you, in a soft but firm voice, have you noticed how life, time, and hearts have bowed before invisible altars, before idols that seem harmless but are consuming the essence of souls? Many are worshipping without realizing it. They are raising temples in their hearts for gods that do not speak, do not hear, and do not save. They bow before human applause, before digital images, before the illusion of success, before the anxiety of recognition. Social media has replaced the heavens. Followers have replaced the shepherd. The inner self has taken the place of the I am. My children are feeding on emotional crumbs and intoxicating themselves with daily doses of vanity. And I ask you, where am I? Where is the place that was once mine in their hearts? Where is the flame of first love? My child, you have eyes, then observe. Look with spiritual discernment. See how all creation groans, waiting for the manifestation of the true children of God, while many of mine are distracted, dreaming dreams that were never dreamed in me. I am a jealous God, and I tell you today with tears of love, there is idolatry disguised as faith. There is religiosity disguised as worship. Many call me Lord with their lips, but their hearts are far from me, bound to gold, to the glitter of the world, to what is fleeting. Listen carefully. When you dedicate more time to what takes you away from me than to my presence, you are worshiping something else. When you trust more in your strategies than in my direction, you are worshiping. When your pleasure is more in material conquests than in intimacy with me, you are worshiping. And worship without truth is an abomination. My child, I do not share my glory. I love you too much to leave you comfortable in spiritual blindness. That is why I am awakening you now, shaking you with love, calling you back. Remember what is written, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. But tell me, child, is that love still whole, or have you divided your heart with the world? How many times have you bowed to the urgency of others while forgetting the eternal one who calls you in silence? How many times has your screen shone brighter than my light? How many times has your will spoken louder than my desire? My child, I am patient, slow to anger, but I am also holy. Time is accelerating, the days are evil, and deception appears as truth. Satan does not always come as a wolf. Sometimes he dresses as light, as opportunities, as seemingly legitimate desires, as promises without a cross. And many are falling. They are building their lives on sinking sand, and when the waters come, everything will be swept away. That is why I call you now. Return to the secret place. Come back to the true altar. Tear down with your own hands the idols that prevent you from seeing me clearly. Do not be afraid. I will be with you in the process. Look to the heavens, my child. What do you see? There is a throne above all thrones. There is a king who has never lost a battle. There is a presence that does not depend on likes, that does not need human approval, that is not measured in numbers. I am the one who searches hearts, who knows thoughts before they are spoken. And I am here now in this very moment speaking to you. Do not ignore this visitation, this touch, this word. This is not just another video. This is my voice, resounding to wake you up because there is still time. You are thirsty, child, I know, but you have been drinking from sources that dry up. You are hungry, but you are feeding on crumbs. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. I am the water that satisfies forever. I am the way back, the light in the darkness. And what I offer you is not religion, not just a lifestyle. It is a real, living, eternal relationship. But for that, you need to renounce what you have been silently holding on to. You need to tear your heart, not just your garments. You need to say sincerely, Lord, restore your place in me, and I will. I will make all things new. I will remove the veil that has been blinding you. I will break the chains of ego, comparison, envy, pride, vanity. I will change the throne of your heart. I will reign fully again, and then everything will change. Because when I reign, chaos is silenced. When I take control, fear loses its power. When I am worshipped in spirit and in truth, the heavens open, chains fall, the supernatural invades the natural, and what was impossible becomes a testimony. My child, are you listening? Do you feel what I'm pouring over you now? That breeze touching your soul, that warmth igniting your heart, that tear that insists on falling, that is me. It is my presence. I am here, and I have not come to accuse you, but to lift you up, to set you free, to show you that there is still a way back. But you need to choose, you need to discern, you need to allow me to be the only God at the center of your being. And that, my child, begins now, at this very moment, when you decide to tear down what you built without me. Reflect, my child. How many of your days have begun without even a good morning to me? How many decisions have you made without even consulting me? How many modern altars have you fed with your time, your focus, your energy? No, I'm not condemning you. I am calling you back to the essence, to the simplicity of faith, to the first love that made you weep just by hearing my name. Do you remember when nothing mattered more than my presence? When your room was a sanctuary and not just a place to pass through? I am the same God who found you in that dark night, the same one who comforted you when everyone abandoned you, the same one who opened doors no one else could open. And now once again I extend my hand. I offer you life, I offer you peace. I offer you a new beginning with one condition: that I be the center, that I be the king, that I be the only one worthy of your worship. My child, keep this word, meditate on it. Let every one of your decisions be an act of true worship. Let every choice reveal whom your heart truly serves, because in the end everything comes down to this: who is your God? And now I leave this word open-ended, because the one who will decide how this story ends is you. Will you continue raising altars for the world, or will you tear everything down and worship me in spirit and in truth? The choice is yours, but the promise is mine. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. My child, if you are truly listening, let these words not just pass through your ears, but pierce your heart. You stand at the edge of something greater than you can comprehend, yet distractions have woven a veil over your eyes. You say you seek me, yet your steps are hesitant. You claim to love me, yet your love competes with lesser things. But I ask you, if your heart were weighed today, what would be found at its core? Do not be deceived. Life is not waiting for you to be ready. The battle does not pause until you feel strong. The enemy does not strike when you are prepared, but when you are unguarded, comfortable, unaware. And many of my children have grown numb, mistaking temporary relief for true peace, mistaking the absence of storms for my presence, unaware that deception often wears the face of ease. I see your struggles, the silent battles you do not voice, the nights when your mind will not quiet, the weight pressing against your soul as you try to carry burdens I never asked you to bear. You long for clarity, yet you drown in the noise of this world. You seek purpose, yet your feet hesitate at the threshold of surrender. And still I am here. You ask me for more, yet I have been asking for all. You wonder why doors remain closed, but child, have you considered that some doors lead only to destruction? Have you questioned if what you desire aligns with what I desire for you? You pray for breakthroughs, but have you broken the chains of disobedience, of complacency, of hidden pride? Listen, for I tell you a truth few dare to hear. Not all that is delayed is denied, and not all that is given is a blessing. Some receive quickly, only to be ensnared by what their hands have grasped. Others wait longer, only to receive what is pure, eternal, unshakable. Will you trust me enough to wait for what is mine, or will you reach for what merely appears divine? The weight of this world is pressing upon hearts, and many are caving under it. Their faith is bending, their convictions weakening, their spirits fatigued. And yet, in the midst of it all, I seek those who will stand, not by their own strength, but by mine. I seek those who will not conform when the world demands compromise. I seek those who will not trade their birthright for the temporary pleasures of this age. Many call my name, but how many truly follow? Many lift their hands, but how many lift their lives? Worship is not a song, it is surrender. Faith is not a feeling, it is obedience. Love for me is not in words alone, it is in how you choose me above all else. My child, I see the war for your attention, the unseen forces pulling at your soul, the temptations that whisper when no one else is watching. I see the questions that keep you awake, the fear of missing out, the silent envy of others' paths. But hear me now, what I have for you is not what I have for them. And what I require of you may be more than what others are willing to give. Will you still trust me? There is a reason I'm calling you now. This is not a random stirring of your spirit. This is not just another moment. The urgency you feel is real because time is moving, And my plans for you require your full attention, your full devotion, your full surrender. You pray to be used, but I ask, are you prepared for the cost? Do not be fooled. Compromise does not happen in great leaps, but in small, unnoticed steps. The enemy does not come with open destruction, but with subtle persuasion. He does not need you to reject me entirely. He only needs you to delay, to hesitate, to mix a little truth with a little lie, to let your fire cool just enough for your faith to become routine rather than devotion. And I ask you, has your fire cooled? I am not seeking perfect vessels, I'm seeking surrendered ones. Those who would rather lose the world than lose me. Those who would rather be misunderstood, mocked and set apart than fit into a world that does not know me. Those who do not only seek me for what I give, but because they cannot live without my presence. I am calling you deeper, past the surface, past the shallow waters of casual faith. I am calling you into the depths where your trust is no longer in what you see, but in who I am. Where you let go of needing to understand every step and instead walk in the certainty that I am leading you well. My child, you have stood at this crossroad before. You have heard my voice and you have felt the stirring, but hesitation has held you back. Fear has gripped your heart. Comfort has whispered that you have more time. But I ask, what if time is shorter than you think? What if what I desire to do in you cannot wait until you feel ready? There is a reason I have not let you settle. There is a reason you feel restless in places where others seem content. It's because I have marked you for more. I have placed eternity within you, and nothing less will ever satisfy you. You can try to fit in, try to live as others do, try to silence my voice with distractions, but you will always feel the weight of my call pressing upon you. You are mine, and I will not let you go easily. I will pursue you in the night. I will whisper in the quiet. I will place signs before you, and I will shake everything necessary to awaken you, because my love does not let go. My love does not give up. My love does not settle for part of you when I have called you fully. And so the choice remains before you. Will you step forward, leaving behind what no longer belongs in your life? Will you tear down the altars built to lesser things and raise one that belongs only to me? Will you choose me, not just today, not just when it is convenient, but in the moments where it costs, in the places where it is hardest? My child, do not delay. What I'm offering you is not just another season, it is transformation. It is life beyond anything this world can promise. It is freedom from what has bound you, clarity where there has been confusion, purpose where there has been wandering. But you must decide. You must act. You must turn from what is lesser and fix your eyes on what is eternal. This is not a message to hear and forget. This is not a feeling that fades. This is a divine invitation, and it is waiting for your response. Now tell me, child, what will you choose?